Hi, Melody. How are you?
I'm doing
Good to-
great. How are you
I'm
doing?
doing fabulous. Thank you. It's great to see you again.
Oh, nice to see you as well, because you were at the mixer.
Yes, yes. Congrats on season 5 of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and
Oh,
you're welcome. And you're a mother to your adorable children. You're a successful businesswoman. You're doing it all and looking fabulous. I have seen your gram, and you're slaying. So how do you manage it all?
so it is a lot to manage. First of all, let me say that no matter how easy it looks, it is a lot to manage. But for one, I like to start my days off early. I believe in self care. And when I'm taking care of self, then I'm able to give and pour into the things I need to give and pour into, right? So, massage therapy, walks, trips, vacations, all of that are necessary and important. I also believe in prioritizing. So, whatever it is I need to accomplish that day, that's what becomes a priority. If a child gets sick that day, one of my kids not feeling well, that's my priority. I'm gonna go pick them up and I'm gonna be with them for the day, right? If I have a business plan that's due today, that's the priority for the day. So I do believe in prioritizing. I will be honest, when I first started doing motivational speaking, I used to always talk about balance. And one day I was up talking to a group of ladies about balance, and I was like, wait a minute, you lying to these people. It ain't no such thing as balance. Shoot, you ain't gonna nothing's gonna ever get the equal amount of time and attention, right? And
Yes.
so that was an aha moment for me. And when I realized, like, no, you really, how do you do it then? Oh, you are prioritizing, is what you're doing. And
Mhm.
so that's what I do on a consistent basis. And speaking of consistent, you do have to be consistent in everything that you're doing. You can't choose to show up today and not show up tomorrow. You got to show up every day, every time.
Mhm.
And that's how I operate in a spirit of excellence. And because of that, things move well.
Absolutely. And what's your secret sauce to, you have this incredible unscripted series for 5 seasons. What's the secret sauce to having this longevity?
So the secret sauce for me is being authentic, being
Mhm.
transparent. Coming out the gate, I was willing to lay it all out on the table and show my raw emotions, my true feelings, my real life,
Mhm.
the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't know many people who would be, willing to go through. First of all, divorce is hard, right? Then to also have it public, that's a whole nother level. And so, but for me, I was like, if I'm going to do reality TV, it's going to be real for me. And that's what I've stuck to from the beginning to now.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so many people are inspired by your story and seeing this play out and appreciating you being so transparent. So what advice do you have for women that may be going through the same thing, that maybe aren't seeing the light at the end of the tunnel yet as you
Yeah.
have?
Well, there are going to be some days anyway that are dark. There are going to be some days where you don't even feel like getting up, where you feel yourself feeling depressed. I went through it too. The key is you can't stay there.
Mhm.
You can't stay there. You can't let months and years go by with you staying there. You have to deal with those emotions, deal with those feelings, cry it out if that's what it takes. Depend on your friends to help you, to uplift you, to put a smile on your face. Reach out to them. Don't be ashamed, right? A lot of times we
Mhm.
hold things in and keep it to ourselves instead of letting our friends and family know what's going on so they can be there for us. So don't be afraid that you'll be judged or that people will have opinions. Be honest, transparent, and don't stay in those dark places.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, you and Stormy have these successful brands, and I know Stormy was giving a little bit of advice. We've seen her in Forbes and Target. What hopes do you have for your brand, and has she inspired you in any way to take some next steps?
So I've actually got something I'm working on right now. I can't disclose it at the moment, but I have something I'm working on right now with another level that I knew I wanted to do as it pertained to my skincare line.
Mhm.
And so I'm constantly thinking, right? I'm constantly thinking of how I can continue to grow and continue to make my brand better. And so, that's what I do. I spend a lot of time researching. I spend a lot of time Googling.
Mhm.
And by way of that, you're able to see, businesses that have been successful and how they've been successful. And you kind of follow that blueprint with a little twist of your own that reflects.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And on the show, there's lots of drama, but there's a lot of underlying themes of support amongst everyone on the show. Why do you feel it's important for women to uplift women, and especially Black women, when it pertains to emotions as well as our businesses?
Well, it's important because for a long time, women were the underdog, right? We fought hard to get the same rights as men and to be recognized, and we broke glass ceilings, and we put in all this work to show behind the scenes as well, to show like, hey, we're here and we know how to do stuff too. We know how to run businesses. At one point, it was just women, you're supposed to have the babies, cook, clean, that's it, right? And so I think that now that we have become or come more to the forefront, we have to support each other, where that's welcomed anyway, right? As much as you can. And so for me, I love most of my fan base, of course, are women. I love speaking life into them. I love encouraging them. And I also love the fact that I can feel their prayers and their positive energy that they're sending me to.
Absolutely. And we have seen previews of this upcoming peace party with Destiny. I know, and the group. I know you're going to be dropping a lot of knowledge. I've gotten a little sneak peek at it, but what can fans expect without giving too much away?
I dropped a lot of knowledge at the peace party.
So I
I'll,
think you did.
I'll remember.
You had some wise words. Just on coming together. You're always positive. You're such a positive force. So
Well, that's good to know. I'm glad that you feel that and that you see that. That's awesome. And I don't remember what knowledge I necessarily dropped at the peace party, but I can tell you the things I do remember from the peace party. It was great, I guess, for all of us to be able to come together, sit down, be calm, have conversations, right?
yes.
Without the extra, right? Not the extra at Galentine's that happened, not the extra at, the beauty supply store that happened, but literally being able to have conversations that may sometimes feel uncomfortable, and still being able to be calm in that space.
Yes. And do you think some of these rules that the group has put in place are going to stick? I know we had a little drama with Wanda. There's some subject matter for you that's just off limits, but do you think that, we're kind of getting over the hill of this drama that's, played out?
Well, what I will say is what's interesting is, you guys witnessed us, the original six, as they like to call us, the original six, have a meeting and dinner. And in that meeting, we made an agreement not to say anything negatively about each other on our personal social media pages. And that has been broken already. And it wasn't by me. Just being honest, it has. And so, again, it goes back to people doing things because they feel like it'll make them look good on TV versus what people are trying to do in real life.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love the positivity that you bring to the show, and it's very clear you're always moving in that positive direction. So really empowering. And I know you touched on self-love and self-care with just how you balance everything. Our company has a self-love campaign. What does self-love mean to you, if you could put it into a few words?
To me, self-love is that highest level of love that there is, right? If you don't love yourself, how can you love others? And it's something that you do have to work on because we've all disappointed ourselves, right? We've all let ourselves down. We've all experienced different traumas, right? And so in terms of getting ourselves right mentally, making sure that I say all the time on my story that heart posture is right so that we feel good about who we are and what we're bringing to the table, what our value is. You know what I mean? Value, all of that comes from how do you see yourself? Do you love yourself? And so I've spent more time with myself the past year than I've spent my entire life, honestly. And at first it was hard. It was different. I'm like, I don't like this. I like people, right? But I'm so thankful that God put me in that space because it allowed me to learn me again and to fall in love with me again, So self-love is super important, and I hope that we can start talking about it more, right?
Mhm.
And then people also start putting it into practice more, because once you love yourself, that will radiate. Everybody will see it and everybody will feel it.
Absolutely. And you have a few more episodes left, and then we have this three-part finale into December and January. And we've also seen you sharing some amazing looks with your stylist. What can fans expect with the reunion and the end of the season 5?
Absolutely. So the reunion for me was great. I had a great time. It was a lot of fun overall. I will say that anyone who felt last reunion, they were upset because they felt like it was very one-sided. That's not the case this reunion.
Mhm.
So make sure you tune in. That's all I can say. Make sure
Okay,
you.
absolutely. Well, Melody, it was a complete pleasure speaking with you and looking forward to what's next for you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank